Hey there, everyone. This is Snoo, and we're live. We are doing a perception versus reality. It's been a long time, but it's definitely warranted. This is going to be a first look at ghost busting or ghosting for boxes, magic finding, putting it all together. You know, there's a lot of people who have begun trying to do this. I've been getting my information from all sorts of different places, and I got to say, it's just not taking off quite as much as I thought it was. I think people are maybe not approaching it in quite the right way. They're seeing groups do this stuff. It's very convoluted, super methodical. You know, go in with a character first, try to get everything ghosted, and then come back and maybe even log into a different character. Or, you know, you have to have this very defensive character, but offensive, but able to stop DPS. Very methodical approaches to it, and I think people are just kind of overcomplicating it a bit. And today I want to present a really good strategy that is especially tailored to simplifying the ghosting process. I have especially increased motivations to not concern myself so much with getting all the precision, you know, opening the strong boxes, getting them all ghosted and whatnot. And that is because the main target farm today is maps. Might have pulled that one out of left field. Bet you weren't expecting that. It's not uniques. It's not even divination cards, although they are secondary in this farm. It is, in fact, 8 mod corrupted maps. And we're going to get into all of the strategy and everything. But just as a precursor here, you know, on one end, this video is going to hopefully address some of the major concerns with solo ghosting, because that obviously is a bit hard to do. On the other hand, we're going to also introduce to you an absolute outstanding strategy for accumulating as many maps per map as you can. We're talking about an outrageous amount of oversustain, more oversustain than I've ever seen in previous leagues. And take it from me, I'm one who knows how to farm a lot of maps per map because I like running 8 mod corrupted maps, and I don't like having to buy them personally or having to roll them all the time. I just want to have them. So I quite often employ special strategies, which I have come out with in the past 3 leagues straight, in order to accumulate hundreds of 8 mod corrupted maps in fairly short order, utilizing this compass right here. Maps found in your maps are corrupted with 8 modifiers, and there's a specific strategy I typically use that involves around Enraged Strongbox, and Legion has seemed to be the best way to do that to get the most yield, but that is not the case anymore, not entirely. We have a brand new strategy, and I honestly don't think you're going to even believe how much currency I make in these 100 maps just on map profits alone. So we're going to get into that in very short order. Let's start by taking a look at the Atlas. Kind of important to see what I'm favoriting here. You want to use or you want to find premium maps. These are some of the best divination card maps right now. Crimson Temples go for a lot. Cemetery go for quite a bit. Even Beach can sell a little bit. How am I selling these? Well, I'm going to the TFT Discord, and you can see that people are trying to sell these maps right now, either through the regex system or just randomly for 10. I typically sell for 10 or 14 chaos respectively. I typically undercut the market. You can see one of my posts is right here, as a matter of fact, and people are messaging me right and left, paying me 10 or 14 or even in some cases more than that per map. And so these maps are normally only worth 4 or 5 chaos a piece in bulk, but here people are getting them for a much higher price because they're specifically rolled in a particular way that's great for juicing or key mechanics that are benefited from running high pack size maps. So I am just putting Beach on here mainly because it's going to help me self-sustain my own strategy. And we're running Beach because I want to do this in a very high consistency kind of manner. Where the Fortunate card drops. It's arguably my favorite map where the Fortunate card drops. You could do this on Dunes or some other map if you wanted. But here's the Atlas. Now, it did change a little bit. I suppose there's one tiny change from last league, that there's a couple of additional points here for higher map tier chance. That will have a very minor impact. But otherwise, everything is just like it was in previous leagues. Going for those additional 1 tier higher chances using singular focus, because I don't want just any 8 mod corrupted maps. It needs to be the best maps in the game. Wandering Path used, of course. No Growing Hordes. All of the duplicated map chance for a total of 37%. trying to streamline myself as quickly as possible. No worries about adjacent map drops. Going strong box, of course. Feeding into the Harbinger line, getting all the quantity I can, all the top row, because we're trying to get as much pack size and quantity as we can. And a little bit of investment in Legion Chance because a few points spared, but they are the last points in this strategy. Also had to get the 7th gate because that unlocks ambush on the map device, so a few points devoted there. But the major difference is actually going Speaker of the Dead because we're doing ghosting, and I'm going to show you how much this impacts map drops. Okay, there's a little bit of additive increased quantity there. A little bit of increased duration I think goes a long ways when you're running back and forth through the map. And yeah, I'm also running Fairgrave's Tricorn. That's just an optional thing, not required for this strategy. It just helps give me a little bit of extra player power. I've already made videos talking about the player power of ghosting, and I've made a video talking about the magic find side of it, and I just made a video talking about the regex system why people are actually paying a lot of currency per map. So all that's out of the way. Those resources are already available on my YouTube channel. If you want to see this 100 map session in full for some reason, it's going to be available first. In the description will be the link to the first major VOD, Twitch VOD that took place. Otherwise, if you're live here right now, you're welcome to stick around as long as you like. It's going to take a while. I don't know exactly how long yet, but we're going to get through all 100 of these maps in relatively short order, I think. Here's a compass you probably didn't see coming either. 25% increased pack size is going to be a premium compass this league. Why? Well, because the ghosted mobs can only be normal or magic. So essentially, the best mobs in the game this league are magic monsters because they're the ones that are going to have the most innate quant and rarity multipliers given to them post-ghosted, so to speak. And especially if they come out of a strong box, it's going to be really potent. You're going to want that increased pack size. It was always a decent compass. It was never a bad compass, and it's especially good this time around. We're still doing the quintessential double strong box compass because, trust me, there's just no way to get more maps in a map than running Enraged strong box, putting as many strong boxes on the map as you can. No other ways about it. It's the best thing to do for magic finding in general. It's the best thing to do even if you're trying to target farm maps, which, by the way, isn't impacted by magic find gear in any way. So this is uniquely a strategy that is probably the best suited strategy I've ever come out with that features magic find, but is least impacted by wearing magic find gear. Of course, I am wearing some magic find gear. We'll be seeing some unique drops, and of course I'll be getting more fortunate cards than somebody who doesn't wear any magic find gear. Got about, I think, 60% increased item quantity from drops, as well as a Bisco's collar, which I also think is going to be a very strong amulet this league, because once again, it specifically boosts drops from, go figure, normal and magic monsters, and it is in fact additive with player quant and rarity, which means it's going to have the most impact, except for maps. Except for maps. So this is a very peculiar character. Just get this out of the way. This is a lightning strike ghosting raider, I guess, and it is a magic find character, but definitely not going to be as good as some more standardized builds, which will be able to perform this strat better than mine, I think. I'll see for myself when I roll Tornado Shot later this league. But anyway, so there are some people who may think that ghosts just die instantly off screen. I'm going to prove to you there that's not the case here. Certainly not with this build. And my build does do quite a bit of damage at range as well, being lightning strike. Let's move on. And we're going to address the last compass here, with maps found in your maps are corrupted with 8 modifiers. So that is the key compass. Is going to create the most amount of currency for me. This clocks in at around 100 chaos apiece right now. Out of all these compasses, it is the one that is subject to price hiking the most, because it actually is very low weighting. And if honestly, if a huge number of people suddenly try to do this strategy all at once, it will impact the market a little bit in a bad way, both in terms of the compass being more expensive and the buyer to seller ratio flipping over a little too much. But anyway, aside from maybe just right after this video comes out, maybe a bit of a hike there, I think things are going to come out all right. It's also good to do this anyway, just for yourself, because you get all the maps in the world to do this. Now, I can't stress hard enough just how amazing the convenience is of not just farming your own 8 mod corrupted maps so you don't have to worry about rolling them or buying them, but actually farming so many of them that you get to be highly restrictive in which maps you want to choose. So you get to essentially play the easiest maps with the most bang for your buck, least likely to die. And my character, this is not a super strong match-defined character. It's got a lot of, it's got some issues because it's a wonky off-meta build. And, I do find myself struggling on some of these maps. We'll see if I brick any, I don't know. But suffice to say, every single one of these maps, guess what? No physical reflect, no elemental reflect, no chance for the monsters to avoid elemental ailments through impulse to explode, no minus max or res, just make it easier. And one other thing I forgot. There's one other. There's actually 5 mods that are not on any one of these maps. And I couldn't normally get that as a luxury, but I can now because I'm so outrageously over-sustaining the maps. I'm selling them in droves. I keep this tab open. These are just 8 mod corrupted maps that I've been selling right and left off of TFT. I do have some still back in stock. Guess what? All of these are premium maps that I want to run at some point in this league. These are very well-rolled maps for me to run, and as you can see, I got maps for days. Literally for days. I can farm quite literally for days without having to find a single map or roll a single map, and that is really nice because it saves me so much time, and then I turn around and sell the excess maps that I don't want to run. Okay, so there you go. That's why the strategy is so freaking awesome. The Scarabs are going to be Gilded Cartographer, pure Gilded here, Ambush, Divination, and Torment. So the Torment Scarab is replacing the Legion Scarab from before. So 1 less Legion, and then the Magic Pack Size Compass is replacing the +1 Legion Compass from the strategy that I used to do in previous leagues. So otherwise, everything's the same for the most part. Of course, the strategy of actually playing the map will be a little bit different. We got some extra currency in here. This covers the cost of Ambush on the map device. 400 chaos worth. There, we got 100 maps, 400 Scarabs, 400 uses of compasses, and we're going to go down to PoE stack, where this is now the resource we use. It's really nice. We can see that I have 9,692 chaos, roughly about 42 divines. Everything in here is priced pretty accurately, although I will say the beach maps are situated at only 5 chaos a piece. Now, these are all premium 8 mod corrupted maps. I did find them myself. I didn't pay for them at all, but for the sake of integrity, since I'm going to be valuing every single 8 mod corrupted map at 10 chaos a piece, which, by the way, they're worth more than that because if somebody uses the regex, they pay more. But I'm going to be conservative and only count them at 10 chaos apiece. I am going to count these maps that I'm starting with at 10 chaos apiece as well, which is why the investment cost total is all the way up to 44.31 divines. This is a cost of 102 chaos per map right now. In the event that the 8 mod corrupted sextant goes up to 120, 150, 200 chaos apiece, which I wouldn't be surprised if it does at some point, it will cost more per map, obviously, but again, you do the math. If you don't want to watch the entire video to see what's going on, just fast forward to the results. And because honestly, I don't think you're going to believe how many maps I'm walking away with here. And then you can see how much the compass is. You can see how much the cartographer Scarabs are. You can calculate the difference to see just how much currency I made from this compass alone. We'll calculate everything in the end. For now, we're going to get started. Move it down to the game. I am ready to start this thing. This is something I've really been looking forward to doing. Took me a little while to get all the currency necessary to do a full-blown 100 map session at once while trying to upgrade gear at the same time. I do recommend elevated. At least elevated magic pack size, pretty common compass, so you can get that very easily if you want. I'm going to start the timer now. And probably need to grab a map too. This is going to be the first map. We'll just kind of streamline this straight into the first map showcase. As you can see, due to the 7th gate on the Atlas Keystone, I have access to every single option, plus 4 strongbox with 4 chaos. Absurdly good value if you're running Enraged strongbox. And here we go. By the way, more magic monsters, also a super premium role for this strategy. On the map, that is. Alright guys, here we are. Now, I'm going to try not to kill too much right now. I am running a double inspired learning setup. I get extra player power from getting ghosted once, so I do want to run into a ghost early on, if possible. Even if I kill it, that's okay. It's not the end of the world if I kill a ghost early. You know, it's nice if I can get ghosted, but you know, you don't have to worry too much about this stuff. I actually ran past the boss room by accident. Okay, gotta kill the boss first, because even though ghosting and everything is very important, getting the altars is actually really important too. So I do need to kind of kill all the stuff that's out here in the open and try not to kill ghosts there. So usually I'm paying enough attention. I see the ghost standing there. For some reason I didn't see the touched debuff, but at any rate, okay, we'll move on. There was some ghosts back here. Now, when people are doing this strat for real, what they're trying to do is they're usually trying to open strong boxes, right? And trying to get as much quantity and rarity put on the monsters as possible through strong box. That's not actually the strat for this one. You see, we're basically pure quant farming. We're not really farming for uniques. So, nice divine orb there on the first map. Not all that rare, to be honest. So, since we're not really farming for uniques, we don't have to worry too much about trying to ghost up strong boxes. We actually get more value, especially when it comes to map drops, by ghosting normal or regular magic monsters on the map. In fact, the most premium monsters I can ghost up would be regular magic monsters on the map, because instead of essentially doubling the amount of loot that comes out of strong boxes, I am rather increasing the amount of loot that comes out of regular monsters by like 6 or 7-fold. Something like that. So for that reason, I get more bang for my buck, as said. I feel like with this strategy and this build, the worst thing to deal with is rogue exiles. Definitely a bit of a pain there. I will loot a little later on. You can begin looting at this process if you want. Oh, did I get... Is this actually the... No, okay. For a second, I thought that was the ghost strongbox. But it's not. One nice advantage to running this build is I get shield charge, so I can run across the map right and left. That is uniquely nice about having a melee character. This is my +1 Legion. You can see quite a few maps are dropping. Let's see if the Legion actually drops any maps. Be interested to see that. Not sure. There weren't very many monsters to possess there. No, that was a pretty bad Legion spawn, especially given that it's out in the open on a beach as opposed to Crimson Temple. Maps can drop straight from strong boxes too, you know, they just drop even from inside the strong box. It's nice. Okay, you can check the loot filter in the description. This is the insanely strict loot filter that I'm running. It's pretty much everything's worth at least a chaos. I do have chaos orbs themselves on this loot filter right now, but eventually I will take that off. Looks like I got how many? 1 or 2 or 3 fortunate cards. Maybe 3? Not exactly sure how many I'll get in the end. Oh, we got a... There's a few maps over here. Okay. And that will conclude map number 1 in 4 minutes. Basically 4 minutes flat. And let's see what I got. I got a raw divine orb. Okay, that's a little unusual. Obviously not going to happen in most maps. We'll do BCD here for the dump tabs. 8 chaos. 1, 2, 3, 4... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 maps, okay, and 2 fortunate cards. So even if we take the divine orb out, I mean, it's obvious that I made a absolute boatload of currency there. I think I made my money back just in fortunate cards alone, or just in maps alone. Either way you calculate it. But we're farming both, you see. So it's going to be a lot in the end. Oh, man. Alright. Alright. Keep it coming. Consistency wins the day. None of this stuff is even ghosted. Like, all the monsters out of these strongboxes, none of them are even ghosted. It's just regular drops from Enraged Strongbox. This could be the most important farming video I make all League. After the no investment strat one. This is just ridiculous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Actually, I will run Delirium now. Delirium's not going to really help with much of anything. I could technically get a Fortunate card from Delirium Monster, but not likely. In fact, I'll probably turn it off at some point halfway through. It kind of bricks ghosts as well, but that's okay. Since I've already cleared everything. Well, I might have missed a ghost. Gonna turn it off now. The currency reward gave me a divine. Never skip Delirium. Never skip Delirium. Okay. Oh, Ghost is still up. Oh, wow. He got possessed even though he was like at a shrivel of life. So funny. Whoa. I had Scarab dupes last map. Sag. No Reliquary Scarabs, so I'm not going to get any kind of crazy conversion loot here. Not likely. That would have been big with the Reliquary Scarab, though. It will. Yeah, I don't know why people are like, dude, dunes. Gotta do the dunes, man. Dunes, bro. Gotta run dunes. Nah, man. Beach is way better. Dunes is too open. It's too wide. Voidborn Reliquary Key. Wow. That's nice. I was wondering where the ghost went. I think it was 2 Voidborn Reliquary keys in the same screen. Except I picked one up before. Wow. The Covenant. That's too bad. I just scrolled over Sage armor a minute ago. Was praying for a Dialas, but take the Covenant. Oh yeah, Poison Tornado Shot. Soul Eater is not going to be a good build for this strat. Damage over time. It's Soul Eater all the time. You know, you're gonna have a hard time controlling much. I think I could still do it. I could still manage it somewhat. But it would take a lot of skill to manage that with that build. Basically, is what I'm saying. I'm telling you guys, my favorite colors. I did that for the screenshot in case that's gonna be the thumbnail. That was too juicy of a thumbnail opportunity. I had to do it. I got the possession buff to just raise like tons of undead. It was the minion ghost. Oh. Einar Memory of Harvest Boost. Quant farming for the win. I got one of those last time. I did a farming session with you guys. And then there's Breach, which drops absolutely nothing. Like, literally nothing. Like, why did I even do it? Why even do it, man? So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being can't wait, 1 being snooze fest, what is your guys' feeling about possibly playing this build for yourself? This Lightning Strike Magic-fying Ghost Raider. Who would actually play this? Too much ZDPS for me. Seems fun, I would. Committed to a Cyclone build. This is a Cyclone Magic Find build. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, I wouldn't have really cared that much if I hit the wrong one. Well, we're definitely not getting more Divine Orbs and Exalted Orbs in this session. It's fucking spawned 4.8 too, and it's at the very end of the map. It's literally like the last pack. I mean, I don't even know if I get a single one. I'll probably get like one somewhere. 4.8 Exalted Orbs. Maybe. Yeah, I don't think there's like... Oh, here's some mobs. That's gonna drop, yeah, a couple. Hey, hey, yo, it's raining. Raining exalts. Whoa, it looks like it duped. Gilded Sulfite Scarab, what? Gilded Scarabs, whoa, whoa, whoa. Getting some nice altar for Scarabs here. It was pretty late though, but there'll still be some. Oh yeah, Rusted Sulfite Scarab. Wait, what? Drop Gilded Amulet. This game really wants me to run Delve, man. They really want me to run Delve. That's it, guys. I'm making a Delver. You heard it here first. We delving. I've never even done Delve seriously. I've never done like endless Delve or anything like that. How fun is it anyway? Apparently, Greater Eldritch Ichors is still worth 2 chaos apiece almost. Imagine if this was imagine if I had hit grand though. Oh my god. It was so much cards. What? Look how many freaking Greater Eldritch Ichors this is, dude. What in the world? I only put this on my loot filter because somebody alerted me that they're worth 2 chaos apiece. I was like, wait, what? That's not right. You know what's actually insane? This is a huge sign, though. The fact that the Greater Eldritch Ichors are worth this much means people are not running maps. They're not magic finding. Magic finding is very unpopular right now. Part of the reason why, like, the Enraged Strongbox Sextant's so cheap. All the materials are cheap. I feel like materials are pretty dang cheap right now for how much they could be, especially given it's a... This is an MF League. That was the fastest, most dominating Legion clear I've ever done with that character. Ooh. Ooh, nice. Nice, yo. Oot, 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 oot. Let's do it again. Ooh, that's exactly what I meant right there. 4 maps at a time. That's what happens when you got a 85% chance for maps to duplicate. On top of 37% chance for them to duplicate. I wonder how impactful Bisco's collar is for me right now. It might actually be carrying me big time. I don't even know it. Huh? I get better loot out of this map. I get better Crimson Temple loot out of this map than I do out of Crimson Temple. Oh, wow. Guys, I'm getting kind of good at this. Getting kind of good at this. I'm really playing with fire here. Very, that was pretty ballsy what I just did. Oh, and that kills me. That, of all things, kills me. That killed me. Oh, okay. Sure. Scarab dupes. Wins. Oh my god. Oh, hey there, buddy. I see you sitting in the corner. Oh yeah, this is an expedition. I should probably not fuck around here. What? 2 fracturing shards. Oh my god. Not even farming Harbinger. Not even farming Harbinger. And I killed that ghost. Delirium does, but it's pretty awful too. What? Oh. First duped divine orb of the day. Nice. We're almost done with this whole thing. Almost finished. Final stretch. Thank you all for tuning in to the final results of 100 maps, Perception versus Reality, farming 8 mod corrupted maps. A very consistent farm. one that I think you will find to be simultaneously unbelievable, but also pretty solid at the same time. Here are dump tabs A, B, and C. I shuffled things around because I kind of ran out of room with everything. The maps take up a lot of space, as you can see. There are a few maps that were farmed. Every single one of these maps is 8-mod corrupted, I believe, without exception. Now, there are a couple of, a few other random maps in here, but we're just looking at Cemetery, Crimson Temple, and Beach. Those are the ones that I target farm specifically with the 8-mod corrupted compass. And I fortunately figured out a way to manually change those values in PoE Stack, so it's nice and convenient, done, ready to go. Unfortunately, PoE Stack cannot detect these items here. These are brand new. We got 22 tomes and 274 the fortunate cards. So I basically just told you how many fortunate cards I found per map. 2.74 fortunate cards per map. Not too bad. Especially given that it was a boatload of extra pure liquid currency. Now then, you probably want to see the breakdown, so let's go see the breakdown. I suppose we'll just start with the front page here. We have something like 116 divine orbs in here. That's not counting dump tab D. 18 raw divines and 9 Voidborn Reliquary keys. This seems pretty high. But these would be affected by player side magic find values, and the ghosting would have helped jack up these numbers. Anytime I do 100 maps and get 18 divines, I know that's pretty good. That's better than average. But it's interesting. I look forward to doing some more sessions like this to see if kind of this 18 number is much of an outlier, or the 9 keys. Surely that's a bit on the lucky side. Maps. We're going to count those maps. We got 632 Crimson Temple maps, 355 Cemetery maps, and 81 Beach maps for a total of 1,068 maps. Cracked the 1,000 threshold. Oops, let me do that again. For a total of 10.68 maps farmed per map. And guys, I'm telling you, I've been doing a strat like this diligently for the past 3 leagues. I've never seen numbers this high for maps per map. I don't know of any strategy that can actually farm 10 maps per map with pure gilded scarabs and awakened sextants. The most I could ever get in the past was around 8. Again, focusing primarily on enraged strong blocks and legions, which was very good for pumping out tons of maps. But I've never seen numbers this high. So this is kind of, on a personal level, this is a huge takeaway for me. And it's going to add a whole bunch of extra currency. I literally made all of my investment costs back just in maps. And that's being super conservative, because I went in and manually valued all of these maps at 10 chaos. I adjusted them with an override here. Crimson Temple, Cemetery, and Beach valued at 10 chaos per map. I'm going to sell like at least half of these for like 15 chaos per map, by the way. But for the sake of this particular showcase, I'm just going to count them all at 10. You can be extra conservative there. But anyway, huge takeaway there. Over 10 map per map is freaking nuts. And I'm very happy of how that turned out. We also have an INR memory of Harvest Beast. That's the best memory you can drop. Lucky there. And the second best one you can drop, I think. Crystal Prisms. And let's see. We got 694 Chaos. 2 7 years bad luck. That was weird. Only 85 Grand Eldritch Ichors. You can see there's 6 chaos apiece. It's pretty crazy. 5 Dragon Hearts is worth about an apothecary. So, I essentially was farmed an apothecary worth of divination cards, probably. Although, I'm not really counting, cards to that extent. Some greater Eldritch Ichors. They're worth 1.9C right now. It's kind of high. Exalted Orbs. Oh, Exalted Orbs lost, I guess. Wow. Divine Orbs, more Divines than Exalts. You don't see that every day. And, okay, all the way down. 2 Fractured Shards. Okay, just kind of, nothing major after that. A few stacked decks. And, what was that? Yeah, it was kind of weird. I found 2 Sacred Orbs in 100 maps. That's actually kind of the really weird thing. Like that. Okay, anyway, we'll just keep scrolling through so you can kind of see, in case you want to freeze frame or whatever. But yeah, here's the main stuff here. All right, let's see how much currency I made. we're going to do this the right way. 26,931 chaos divided by 233. That's the current ratio right now. So this is the whole number because we got to add the tomes, the value of the tomes. That's an extra 4.4 divines and an extra 45.67 divines from the fortunate cards. Which means I also made my entire investment cost in just fortunate drops. So that's actually really funny. You know, I earned exactly my investment cost purely in maps, and I earned exactly my investment cost purely in fortunate cards. very, very peculiar and very, consistent for sure. All right, this is going to be a pretty big number. We're going to take this minus the gross, and we got 121.34 net divines in 100 maps. Woo! That is 1.21 divines per map, or 282 chaos made per map. This farm took me about 5 minutes per map. I'm around there, and if I take this divided by 8 hours, because that's around how long it took. There it is. Okay. Hey! That's a big number. Woo! 15 divines per hour on the conservative side. Again, because of how I'm pricing the maps. Hard to say if I got lucky or not. There was no reliquary scarab, so I'm not that surprised to have seen absolutely zero high value unique drops. That is probably a little unlucky though, because I am running a rarity character. You can see I have the very best drop I got was a covenant, and that's it, one covenant. So that's not that good, honestly, in 100 maps. But with no reliquary scarab, I suppose that's fair. This was, after all, basically, I would categorize this as a quant farming strategy. It's not really rarity. Anytime you're not putting the reliquary scarab on, you're not. Yes, we were ghosting, and ghosts have major impact on rarity too. But again, map drops only count for monster quantity and map quantity. So for those of you who I know are going to ask the question, "Hey, Snoo, is this a good strat?" If I don't want to wear Magic Find, because I like Magic Finding, I like those strats, but I hate wearing the gear, I hate sacrificing player power for it, I say, yep, go for it. This is, again, the friendliest MF, non-MF strat I've ever come out with, I think. You'll get fewer cards, and you'll also not really get any uniques, but you could still get 1,000 maps, farming 100 maps, if you do what I did. Okay. All right, so that is the results. You know what? I believe I found enough stuff that we could do a little gambling session. So we're going to start off the league, right, with a little bit of a gambling session, a whopping 25 stacked decks, I guess, and a few corruptions to be had, a few things to Valorb. I'll get that all set up for you guys. We'll turn around and we'll do that. One moment. All right, folks, it's gambling time. We are doing this. We're going to turn 3-1 some of these Ventors to see. Oh, wait, one of these was actually decent. I forgot. This one is decent. I'm going to pull that off the side. I don't know what this is going to sell for, but it's not bad. Here we go. Oh, that's good. Something triggered my loot filter on the first drop. That's good. It wasn't a Sephiroth, though. Honestly, had terrible luck with divination cards lately. I mean, I'm not even looking forward to doing this. Yeah, I don't know. What is this? 5 chaos. Lost money. Lost money. All right. Einar, I'm going to let you have the honors. Nope. 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 Let's go at it. Huh. Oh. No good. Man, it's been a very long time since I got a good div card out of a stack deck. Very long time. Okay, we're not done yet with the gambling. We got to do something I actually do like doing. Started doing this a couple leagues ago. And that is the good old Val Orb on a bunch of uniques that are worth, you know, a little bit, but not really worth that much to sell. This is 20% gold worms and 10% sedemas and, you know, a few other things. I'm going to probably take the tricorns off after this, but here we go. Actually, first thing I need to do is this. Could hit some major jackpots. I do feel like this is pretty smart to do these days. Yikes. Gravebinds. Didn't really hit anything here, did I? Hit both fire songs. Okay, no, not really worth anything. Oh, we got a Scene's Gentle Touch. If that's oh, this one's actually good. Reduced effective chill, right? Because there's a new tech, I think, to make that. Modifiers ignite, apply to all. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. Here we go. We got Biscos and no, but this is the only real chance. I'm not having max energy shield. What? Trash. Well, I absolutely got smoked on that. I didn't get anything. Ooh. Oh well. Pretty much the worst gambling session ever, guys. Good thing it was very low stakes, I guess. Alright, that's going to be it for that. I got to give you my final thoughts for this. I don't know what your perception was about ghost busting or ghosting. But to me, one of the most insightful things I discovered was that I effectively, I'm dropping a roughly 25% more loot without factoring in Magic Find gear. And I can say that because for the longest time, I've done strats like this, gotten like 7 to 8 maps per map. This time I got 10 maps per map and never seen anything like that before, which means subbing out Legion effectively, subbing out Legion for Torment, which obviously reduced the monsters on the map doing that, still resulted in 25% more loot baseline. Because maps are their own category of thing. You know, the number of variables involved in map drops is quite low actually. So it is quite meaningful to see a difference like that. Now, when you factor in quantity on gear, that's going to have an even bigger impact. When I talked to Snap before, who is part of Impy's group, very well-known group juicer, they said they were finding roughly double loot than they have in previous leaks. So that's definitely seems believable to me. If we start factoring in quantity on gear, 25% more loot baseline plus quantity on gear, and then when you start thinking about like rarity as well with the ghosting, it could see the loot really explode up beyond anything I've seen before. So we're going to continue testing ghosting, absolutely. I can already tell you this is going to be a major theme in my content this league, magic finding. Very much, you know, if it's a magic finding league, I want to play it, for sure. And I'm going to be doing some more of this ghosting thing. Probably not on a melee character, but start moving over towards a ranged character once I liquidate some things and get a mage blood, which I guess, you know, if I have 100 and... Because I got like 150 divines plus 112 divines, yeah, I'm not that far away. And I only want a 3 flask mage blood anyway, so I suppose I can already get it now. So I gotta get on that. Let's see. Well, just one last thing to iterate. These are a lot of maps. And I have heard some people actually complain before about using the regex system. And, you know, I just got 1,000 maps for 100 maps. Of course, one of the greatest luxuries about having done that is I get to set my own regex. I get to choose which maps. I get to cherry pick which ones I want to run for myself. Who wouldn't do that? I put in the work. Of course, I'm going to do that. But I have heard some people complain about that, but I just want to kind of bring that up. It's not really something I agree with. People who get all up in arms about the person who farmed the maps, cherry picking the maps. If there are nemesis beyond 8 mod corrupted maps and I want to pull them out, why shouldn't I? If they're ultra high pack size maps, why shouldn't I use those first? Yeah, right there, your maps. Well, you know, some people have complained about that. But I see that as even greater motivation to do a farm like this. That's exactly why I've always farmed my own 8-mod corrupted maps every league. I've never, believe it or not, I've actually never bought 8-mod corrupted maps from anyone in bulk before. I won't do it because, A, I know how to farm them myself, and now I've just showed you how to do that, if you didn't know already. But B, I don't trust the seller to give me their best of their lot, or even a truly random selection of their lot. So if you can't beat them, join them, basically, is what I would say to that. And yeah, no regrets. The only reason you might regret doing it is if it dramatically dropped the amount of currency you made in the process. But I just made 15 divines an hour, easily, consistently, doing this farm. So I don't think that's really true for most people. There's not that many strats that are going to make this much currency per hour, unless, you know, everybody suddenly goes out and tries to do this farm all at once. They mod corrupted sextant right to the moon, and suddenly nobody can sell map. So I'm not responsible for that. But aside from that happening, get on this. Yeah, this is definitely great to do. A lot of fun, and you don't even need magic find gear to get results similar to what you saw here. We're gonna leave it there, and I am going to continue upgrading my character, maybe see about getting a mage blood, and we're gonna look at ghosting with shrines next time. I think the next major video I should do should feature how to do ghosting made easier for maybe the less geared character, using shrines as a bit of a crutch to help you with it. It'll be a kind of a callback to shrine speed juicing video I made like 3 leagues ago. Something like that. Domination is on the map device already, which is really nice. So look forward to that. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. I hope you enjoyed this Perception versus Reality. And I'm out for now. See you in the next one.